Is anyone up there?
Oh, of course there are.
No,
Well, there is that.
we're the only ones that showed up.
Yeah. Well,
That's what happens when you throw a party and forget to send the invitations out, huh?
that's very, very true. All right, guys, welcome back. Thank you very much for joining us again here tonight. Of course, you got Carl and Dan right behind me. You guys can see right there. There you go. Example, guys. Thank you again for joining us here tonight on another Hyrel broadcast. So we are in the print room tonight, which is going to look a little bit different from what you've been expecting, and but all of this has been made possible from all you wonderful Kickstarters to this big the point where we are today. So I do want to share with a couple things before we get too far on into the broadcast. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you guys can hear us. And I know there's a little bit of a delay tonight, and I do apologize for that, but that is actually more along the lines of issues with, unfortunately, Ustream, because there are a couple of very, very heavy hitters on Ustream tonight. I don't know what they're doing, but they're chewing at the bandwidth.
Ours says it's audio only.
Okay. Audio only. Okay. Is that better? Audio only. So you can you guys hear us? You should be able to hear us. So if you can't,
Audio only.
I might be able to fix that. Hold on a second.
I think you can hear us, you can't see us.
Okay.
But what did you just turn off?
What? Oh, no. This right here is just the speaker volume.
Ah.
So it has nothing to do with the actual with what's coming out of the microphone.
Ah.
Okay. So test one more time. All right. Let audio only, no video. Let's see. Weird. Okay.
That's too bad because we got some cheerleaders tonight. Okay, girls,
Okay.
you can go home.
1 second, guys. Let's see if we can go back to here. Back to here. Occasionally that happens. That is strange. That is very, very strange, guys. Guys, I am so sorry. What in the world is going on with Ustream tonight?
Oh, it says go live. Do that again.
No, the go live is not what you think it is.
Okay.
Sorry. So,
now it's up.
Yes.
Alright.
It wasn't there before.
See how we're dropping frames. Supposedly we're not dropping any
video
frames. So, alright.
Are you sure you're not hooked through the Wi-Fi even though you're plugged on the Ethernet?
You know what? I'm very sure about that. Because we're connected right here.
And it defaults to Ethernet.
Yeah, default is the Ethernet. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Let me just go back and double check, guys, so you can see us. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4.
They said they can see
Wow,
it.
that's super slow tonight.
It's like watching a bad Chinese movie.
This is exactly like watching a bad Chinese movie. Oh, man.
We need Chris Rock. He does the best.
Hold on one second.
And it says now you got it. It says it.
This is really, really weird.
They say they're getting the video now.
Yep. I know, but I'm taking a look at what's coming back through Ustream. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, so it is finally. It looks like it is finally caught up.
Good.
So okay. Still gonna be a little choppy, guys. Here again, I do apologize. It just is what it is tonight with Ustream. Until I find a better conduit.
I had gone and put the video loop thing in so we could steal the diamonds from next door.
Oh, well, you should have let me know that well in advance.
I'm sorry.
So, okay. Alright, so it looks like we're caught up now. So, sorry about that, guys. Alright, so, a lot of things have happened over this past month since we've been gone. Congratulations to whoever won the big game this year. I don't even remember. More than likely it was probably the Pat Hawks. So,
What is a Cardi bird?
What?
A Cardi bird.
A Carl Bird.
Oh, a Carl bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so over this past month, right before Chinese New Year, just to give you guys somewhat of a small update, I went over and spent some time in SEG and a couple other places over in Shenzhen, China, picking up a lot of pieces, a lot of parts for the machines that are actually running to the left and right of the camera tonight, along with the guys you see back
Pan
here.
around the room.
So, yeah, right, so I'm just going to go and pan around. So, as you can see here, take it nice and slow.
This is why we're doing the print room tonight. We just thought it'd be nice to show you guys what's typical here. This is actually normal for us. We usually have 4 or 5 printers in the print room testing at all times. And it continues to go smoother and smoother.
There you go.
We're making some reasonably big prints. They are 5.5 by 8 inches, about ½ an inch tall. They're actually a picture frame for an LCD that we use in one of our other products. And it's about time we started printing some parts for ourselves.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, do you mind if I jump in now? Is it okay? It's okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's stable now.
Okay.
All right.
So I see Powers USA. Hey Jim, how you doing? And Yeoman, Rafal, buddy.
David.
So David, you'll never forget David.
Yep.
And I don't know a Carlberg yet, but anyway, thanks for joining us. And I want to quickly let you guys know that we've been working on the software a lot lately. And after Christmas, we started jumping in on it, and now my son Dan is helping me with it. And so we're getting a lot of progress. So I'd like to report a couple of things. We have a little pecking order we're going through. It's like a burn down chart, but we have addressed the issue of out of memory exceptions when loading large G-code files. and I'm happy to report that we have successfully loaded 100 megabyte plus files, and also we have our stage for the multiple parts, for the multiple heads, and we will be able to print from disk file, but we can't do the preview above a 100 megabyte file. You can print up to the size of a FAT32 file, but you can't preview it yet. We're trying to figure out a nice way to preview it without running out of memory, but at least we're much larger. So Jim, the problem you were having before Christmas, I believe that's now solved. I think you can easily print a 300 megabyte part. So we're testing this with a couple of 144 megabyte files. We're trying to put a couple of them together to make a single build so that we can really stress the memory. Basically, we just read the file in, analyze it without storing it in as text until it's time to print it, and that helped a lot. And also, there's a couple of bugaboos where you get a 4x multiplier when using the rich text box in .NET. It doubles the byte to 2 bytes because it's a unit character, and then it also double buffers it because it's a rich text unit character. So, long story medium, we got away from that. String builders rules, and also the fact that we just using a string reader and bringing it in and then kicking it out after analyzing it. All right. Another thing that I think will make a lot of people happy, it sure made me happy, is during the last couple of weeks we had a print we were trying to make, and we actually got it to reproduce the slow move. And I believe Yeoman Rafal was making a part, and he could consistently make it, but when we ran it on our systems, it wouldn't do it. However, because we were able to find one that consistently did it, I was able to get it up, run it on debug mode, and indeed we solved the problem. And it turns out it was very, very obscure. So basically, we were multiplying two integers together, and we were getting a round, not a round off, but we were getting an overflow, which I couldn't believe we were getting. So it turned out that when we were using floats, it still overflew, and overflowed. Anyway, bottom line is it was coming back NaN, and the interrupt that's supposed to generate when not a number is was not happening, and that's why we were never catching it. Nonetheless, my son really helped me understand that one, because it came down to just casting. So we threw everything back to doubles, no round off errors, and now no slow move on off-axis prints. So that was a big plus. Now you can print giant parts at whatever angle you want without any trouble. So we're looking to release both of those in the next release, and there will be a beta release in about 7 or 8 days. We're going to try to release 3 things together. We have, just like before, so anybody who wants to be on that beta list, just send HYDAVO, HYDAVO, at gmail.com, an email, and we'll put you in the broadcast list. So Repitrel, the 407, and the hotheads all get updated. And you know, if you're happy with the way things are working right now, don't get in this group. If you're one of those brave ones, I know that Jim might be someone, and I think that Yeoman's always biting to try new things. So I think these will be a big help to you. So that said, just wanted to pass that off. The software is coming along nicely. Very, very happy to say that. I did just now get reminded of one other thing. Rafal recently had sent me an email, and I had forgot to send him down a little nozzle that I owed him, so sorry about that. We'll get that worked out the next day. But I also received an email from somebody who's a new user just this weekend, and they said, don't worry about the nozzle, I bought a new one online. And whoa, I said, caution, caution. Our nozzles are designed with a seal, and that seal really serves us well, and that's not incorporated in other nozzles. So if you go buy a regular nozzle, you're probably not going to have a happy day. So it's not that we're trying to sell you nozzles for 80 bucks a piece. It's that seal isn't available on other nozzles. So just just be aware of that. We're happy to supply the nozzles. I don't think we've ever sold a nozzle, to tell you the truth.
No.
I can't remember selling a nozzle, so I don't even know what they cost, but it can't be very much.
Not unless it was for email and that was linked to the blank nozzle, but even then,
Yeah.
we didn't.
Yeah. So, but that said, I wanted to pass this on to you guys that the nozzles need to be changed while the hothead is warm, at least 165, 175 degrees. Let me tell you why. The ABS is inside the nozzle, and if you torque it cold, the ABS will bite and it ruins the PTFE seal that's right there. And then the next print, the very next print you make is going to look gorgeous, you can have no problems, and then the ABS is going to cool, and when it does, it makes a little button, a little bung on the material, and it actually stops it from feeding into the hot end. And many times that little bung will not melt and let you have access, so it just stalls the material. If you heat your hot end up, unscrew it, it'll be two-finger job. It's not tough to do with a little Allen driver, not Allen but socket set, and then you just put the new one on. The new one can go on cold, but you got to take the old one off hot. And that's the only caution I'll give you guys.
1/4 inch Allen wrench. Just be 1/4 inch socket wrench.
1/4 inch socket
yeah,
wrench.
People are asking about
Socket. Okay.
Yeah.
David, nice pricing. I need you for my marketing. David has like every printer known to man.
Yep.
Mr. Guyfoot.
Yeah.
Guyfoot.
Are we fair?
I don't think so. I don't see how he could be. He's been very kind to us. I think we're his favorite people, but maybe not his favorite printer yet. So we want to be your favorite people, and printer too.
So, yeah.
Okay, so another thing, we're going to move along because we got a couple of things here, and also I got to get back to work. We have been working around the clock for the last month on moving to the tablets, and we think we have what we consider to be a very nice tablet solution. So let me just run through this real quick with you guys. I think it's going to be really interesting to some of you, like any of the people that currently have a printer, because the tablet is our next generation control. Thanks. Thank you very much. And so the idea of making a transition from a motherboard-based system to a tablet-based system, the concept is awesome, and we all know that the technology's on the move. So every 3 to 6 months there'll be a new tablet, it'll be an improvement. How do you keep up with that? What do you do? So what we did was we designed a board. And this board is kind of like it's a motherboard replacement. So it fits in the same holes as the old motherboards that we were using. And you can see it has connectors on it that even fit in the same place as the old motherboards we were using. So we can use the face plates. This drops into your engine or your system, and it accepts the power plug directly from your power supply. And then you plug your printer right into that. So this will bolt right where it is. And then there's a single connector that goes to the USB. There's also a USB here if you want to run it from a tower or something. But this will then go right up to the tablet. And so this makes upward compatibility, forward compatibility. You know, remember we designed the metalwork to last a minimum of 10 years. Of course, people are going to put us to the test, but
let me give a money shot of the actual.
Okay, he'll show it to you installed.
Yep. So as you guys can see right here, you've got a small tablet. It's running off of this board, so that you guys can see.
That's not what comes with a system.
No. No, but I'm just basically.
There's a board that's installed. That's right.
Yeah. Everything's installed, and so you guys can see that it is actually printing off of this. There you go. All right. Very good.
I don't know about you guys, but when I buy something in technology, I know it's it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep fresh with technology. So knowing that this is available and it's an upgrade path, I sweat a lot on this to try and get it right. I've done a lot of wrong things on this, you know, the last couple of years. We've made a lot of mistakes, but I think the electronics have been pretty solid so far, with the exception of one connector that wasn't actually as high temperature as they claimed. I think everything else has been pretty smooth. So let me show you what we came up with for the dockings for the flagpole. So this is the flagpole, and this has got the tablet all docked in it. And you can see it's got a metal support in the back, but we leave the camera exposed up here, and we leave the power button exposed. And here's the cool thing. It's a docking flagpole. So this literally goes right where your old system flagpole was. These connectors feed right down through the inside, go up into your motherboard, or not motherboard replacement. We're calling it the tablet interface board. And of course this will be painted. I'm just showing to you the unpainted version of it. We should have back painted ones on Tuesday and begin shipments again. We've been holding shipments for the last week of the systems because we really weren't happy. But as you can see, the tablets held quite nicely, and it actually is the same exact 10.1 inch screen, capacitive. We just love it. So we've been running these since before Christmas, and really feel comfortable with them. I've been struggling with other tablets over the last 2 years. We've been trying to make the jump earlier. We just could not get a supply of a piece of hardware that made sense. But this one does. It has no issues with turning itself off because it's sleepy or things like that you get with a lot of tablets. And it has no issues with heat, which is very good. So overall, we're very, very pleased to announce that you know, we're moving forward into the tablet world. And yeah, that's another big thing. Also, we received over the Chinese New Year a shipment of 9 of the lasers. So we have a few of those to send out. I've already actually got 11, but I've already sent 2 out to a couple of early birds. So Davo will put up the information for that this week on where you guys can order them if you're interested. I actually got one running upstairs. I may actually bring that down if anybody wants to see it. But the one running upstairs, no, you can't. It's running.
No. You got another one. Do you remember?
I want to bring it down and show them, Mark.
Oh, okay.
It's so. Okay. Okay. So I had a need to mark anodized aluminum this week, and so we didn't think we could do it, but it leaves a mark. It's not a really strong mark, but it's one that's durable. You can't rub it off or anything, and so it is something that's of interest for some things. One of the things we're trying to do is integrate that into prototyping a circuit board on the printer. So you'll see how that works together on our next broadcast. We'll actually go ahead and drill and expose the pattern. Oh, Jim. We are using Windows 8.1. That's what comes with this. The video looks good. Is the video still off? See if anybody. 821.
Windows 7 and Windows 8 on tablets. We're going to be using Windows 8 tablets for the production.
Windows 8.1. Yeah.
Those are other questions.
Well, I don't know. It looks like there's something going on with the video. Although this is our live stream right here, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's always going to look good on this one. You want to go back to the...
Oh, it came back. Good.
The web browser here. Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. Cool. Sorry for that, guys. It's must be a football game going on or something. Ooh. How come this is so small? It was bigger before. Remember, I could read this.
Yeah, it's because...
Sorry about that.
Here, let Hutch...
What are we trying to do?
I got it. There.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have that laser, huh? That's the one I'm using.
Yeah. I thought when you were making up a few of the other lasers, I thought that you made up a second one and gave me one to to film with. if you remember. Take pictures.
Yes. I repossessed it early this morning because I wanted to do my live describing. Okay, so Jim, you're saying, quick question, what is the expected clearance between two adjacent print heads? Wow, sorry. If you mean left to right, it's 35 millimeters typically. But that's something you're going to have to use the bomb sight for. So there's a little process you go through. I have a little test routine. I print a little symbol with both of the heads, and then you go on with the camera. Finally, you get to use the camera, and you line up one of the parts in the crosshair, zero it out, and then you jog it over to the other exact same artifact, and then that gives you your offsets. We will actually go through and make a training video this week for you guys to show you how to do that. I went through this yesterday with Dr. Schanzer, and we were quite successful at getting it to line up right on the money, actually. So it's a very simple procedure, and you basically, when you're done, you can print two triangles on top of each other, and you'll see definitely, you know how the first layer mushrooms out a little bit because you're close to the bed. So the second one, when it superimposes, it's just a single line. It's just really right on the money. I should probably do a circle with a crosshair, huh?
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer, which is my favorite kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a good question. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah. You know, there was a couple materials this week that I meant to ask about or mention on the broadcast.
Okay, such as?
Well, Davo, it's got this new material coming from a guy in, is it Mississippi?
It's from Louisiana.
Louisiana, sorry.
Yeah. Close enough. Close enough.
Well, I don't know if they feel that way. Anyway, it's, I can't can. What does that mean?
The actual heads, I can't place my two print heads next to each other.
You're saying actually you can. I know what you're having a problem with. The spring is sticking out too far. If you have M3 flush mounting screws, you should be able to put them in on the spring cover, and that should take care of it. So right now you have socket head cap screws more than likely. If you need some, you can't find them, they're at the local hardware store. But if you have a problem, just let us know. I'll throw a few in an envelope for you. So.
Okay.
Yeoman, you're asking about a two-color print, which we've been doing since August. Ask hidavo@gmail.com to send you a copy of the code, which I believe you posted on the forum. But if you want to, just call me up and we can Skype in and TeamView, and I'll walk you through how to set your code up, no problem. We have a video made on that, or being made. It's supposed to have been made for a month now, and
It's being edited heavily.
I guess it's still in editing.
Yep.
But it's very straightforward. So it's just a couple lines of code that you add to your program when you want to change between one head and another. The next software allows you to mix parts. But you know what? There's still an area that we're uncertain about, and that's when it's multiple heads in the same part and how that goes back and forth. Some of the different slicers work differently. So we're still figuring out how to make that work best. Two parts that work together. So if you give me two STLs that we can merge and then slice and print them as two separate objects but with two heads, that's something we've got nailed now. It's just the two different colors with automated switching between the two heads. If anybody wants to help us with that by supplying some of your G code that you're getting out of your slicer, or tell us which slicer you're having the best results with from a slicing a two-color or multicolor print, we would love to hear from you. We don't have objects that are multiple colors here at this time. We have multiple objects that print together, but not one object that has multiple colors. Yeah. Well, we can do it. I change the color manually, but you know, it's an automated process. I can't expect them to to go ahead and write their own code every 5 layers to change something. So we need to make that automated. I mean, everything's in place for it. I just don't have a slicer that works well with it.
Okay.
You know, and so we're trying to figure out. I know that Cura was playing with it. I know Slick 3R is playing with it. I don't know anything about what Skyforge is doing. I purposely have stayed away from Skyforge because it's such a can of worms for us.
Yeah, it's, well, over 100 different authors, which is wonderful, but at the same time, sometimes getting them to write portable code is difficult, as probably Dan, you've worked with before in the past. Also, nearly got, let's see, Rich 0MD says, nearly got Simplified 3D pretty close to perfectly dialed in now. And, yeah. So, Rick, you're already getting your request. Oh, for those people who wanted to know, I'm going to share with them a little bit of what I found with NinjaFlex, because a lot of people have asked about.
Have you got? Have you got the wheel?
Yeah. Actually, no. The wheel's upstairs. Let me go grab it. But Dan, if you could, the spool that's up there, if you wouldn't mind bringing it down so I can leave it. See it there. I'm going to grab the wheel.
So, this is a reel of NinjaFlex, and it's, you know what, we love this stuff. It's really flexible, as you can see, and
resilient.
yeah, and it's stretchy. Now, the people that make this, we mentioned this before, but it's worthy of re-mentioning. The people that make this is a company that actually makes fan belts, and so there's a YouTube video showing where a guy printed a fan belt for his drill press, and I know I've mentioned that, so don't think I'm getting senile, but it's, like I said, it's worthy of mentioning. This stuff prints like a dream. And so Hutch's brother was up a couple days ago, actually 2 weekends ago, and they brought this really cool design that was done. It's a scaled down version of an airless tire for the military. And so they were saying, look at this tire. And I said, why don't you print it out of NinjaFlex? And they looked at each other anyway.
So this is the...
Show it off.
Okay.
Your brother printed it, or you printed it, so show them what it does.
Alright, so, I'm not sure guys if you've ever seen this guy before, but it's an extremely intricate part.
That's NinjaFlex.
No, this is ABS.
What?
This is the ABS print. So...
Where's the NinjaFlex one?
I got it.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Patience,
so guys, this is a airless tire, airless RC tire. It's actually quite strong. This is ABS, and it came out quite nice off of the things we have already dialed in for your extruder head. However, because NinjaFlex is an entirely different material, and because you can actually see that it's actually quite rubbery and spongy, it can be a little bit of a tricky proposition in order to print with it. But let me dispel a lot of those particular issues to get you close enough to what we did with this guy, and this is the NinjaFlex print.
Wow. Prove that
ABS,
NinjaFlex.
This is NinjaFlex.
Oh my god, that looks painful.
There you go. Works wonderful. Okay.
What temperature did you print that at?
This temperature actually was the same temperature as the ABS.
Wow.
Strangely enough. The guys over at NinjaFlex have done a wonderful job creating this material, and Carl even showed me some of their promo videos of actually being able to print off a belt they could use.
I just told him that.
Yeah. Okay, so, which was, I'm still flabbergasted by the fact that it can actually handle that kind of.
It astounded all of us so much. It's all we talk about. We sit around the cooler and go, "Can you believe you printed a belt?"
Yeah. So this one right here was both of these guys were printed on a 0.5 millimeter extruder head. Actually, the same exact extruder head. Now, for you guys to change out from ABS or PLA to NinjaFlex, there are two things you need to follow. The first thing is making sure, obviously, that your temperature is on the actual extruder head is at the nominal temperature, and then as the material goes in, you're going to want to squeeze, or in this door, or make it so the door by itself, which is holding the spring or is creating the pressure, is pushed in almost all the way once you have the NinjaFlex starting to feed through. So when it comes down here, you're going to want to pulse it, pulse it, pulse it, pulse it, pulse it, until you get all of the ABS or the PLA out of there. It's a very stiff material, and a couple of times you're going to have the NinjaFlex that may come out the side. Okay? And just by pushing in just the right amount of tension onto that particular material right here is what allowed that material to be freed up, pressed out, meaning the older material pressed out, and then the NinjaFlex was working just fine. However, once it's out, you're going to need to loosen this a little bit more, loosen the screws on the compression spring just a little bit more, so that the material by itself, the NinjaFlex material, will actually start to extrude normally. So if this is roughly about where you want your ABS, which is roughly about 2 to 3 threads in, as you guys can see that, you're going to want to remove this out by about 1 to 2 revolutions, maybe even 3, and that will give you the right amount of pressure that needs to happen on the NinjaFlex to actually have it extrude through your Mark 1 extruder. That's the first thing. Second thing is that, and we'll post all this information up on the forums as well. And instead of 0.78, which is what we've been using for the ABS, you're going to want to go to 0.79, which is just 1 tick up on the pulses per nanoliter. And when it comes to your steps for priming and unpriming, because it's a very elastic material, you're going to want to go up to 500 and 500. And that's what I was able to get to, but we still had to cut out some of the material up here on the very top, as you guys may or may not be able to see that.
Did you change your dwell time any?
I did not change the dwell time.
That would probably, on the unprime, would probably help get rid of the spiders.
Yeah. And yes, Powers, the great question. This is 1.75, 1.75 millimeter NinjaFlex material. So
we love it.
Yes. Which, here you go. So you guys can see the actual stuff. So we're not, show me, don't tell me kind of thing. There you go. This is a sapphire material. Still trying to find my face. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So, perfect. Alright, so, but NinjaFlex does work. And when you want to change it back, remove the material and load it in, just like it have the same amount of pressure that you would have for your ABS. The ABS pushes out the NinjaFlex out of here very, very easily. It's just that when you go from any one of those two materials to NinjaFlex, you're going to have to push down a little bit more, get a little bit more compression so you can force the material out and then loosen it up.
They might be able, we ought to experiment. I think you could set the automatic feed rate down to like 200 or 100.
That would be wonderful.
And you can just click on the button.
Yeah.
And then walk it back in with that.
Yeah. And
that should allow it to have time to flow the ABS out without buckling.
Yes.
We should try that.
Okay. Okay.
So that's another video that's worthy of doing, is switching between NinjaFlex and ABS.
Mm-hmm. We're switching between the materials, absolutely. So, yeah.
And we're making a video a week right now, which is pretty good for us, but not really fast enough to really keep the whole world from getting hungry once in a while.
Yep.
So do you have the fuller brush case?
I'm sorry.
I do. I'll be right back.
I think it's in your office.
Oh, the case upstairs. I put it upstairs. Yes. Okay. So, all right. So, guys, so just so you know what he's going to go get, there is a smaller briefcase that we put together, and it's what I think he called a fuller brush case, but which I'm sorry, I'm not quite familiar with that particular terminology. But what we wanted to do is, when we go to the next show, or to any of the next shows coming up, that we will be able to show off the heads that we have. And when it comes to traveling around, or if you guys need to have a very, very nice case for extremely economical value, we want to show you guys where you can actually go to get a case that I think this one is like 40 bucks, actually less than that. And they did a nice job with it. They did a very, very nice job with it. So, but we wanted to show you what we have, which I believe will include typically one Mark 1, one Emo 25, the Volcano, or possibly the Krakatoa, depending upon which one is in there right now. The laser, the milling attachment, the I think there's like 1 or 2 specialized heads that's in there as well that we haven't talked about. all that very much, or maybe at all. So you guys are going to actually get a sneak peek at those guys tonight as well. So just hold on just one moment. It's actually what I was looking for earlier, and Carl, he snatched the laser, which is what I was playing with. He snatched it out of the case that I was using. So, yeah, your father does that sometimes. Exactly.
So the
So let's see. Well, while we are waiting, let's see. It says, "Hey guys, is the 350 head out yet? I need to get a second head very soon, and would rather get a 350 to have on than two 250s." A very good question, and I think that you're actually going to see potentially, if he comes in with that particular head, you're going to see the 350 here tonight being debuted. So, which I think, yeah. Well, he's not back just as of yet. So the 350 head is still being tested. It's not. We haven't necessarily approved it to go out to anyone officially, meaning production-wise. However, I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem once we do start shipping them. So we have not pushed the head any farther than 350 degrees C as of yet to date, because we wanted to test out a couple of materials first. Can it go higher than 350? Yes, yes it can. Have we pushed it even further beyond there? Not yet. We know that the ratings for the individual heating elements and everything else that we have put into there, will go higher. But 350 is what we're pretty much capping it off at this particular moment. Okay.
Well, there has to be some safety margin in there.
Yes.
All right, so this is going to be a quick show and tell. This is not meant to do anything other than tease the heck out of everybody. So this is the current high temperature head. Put that up there. The working end is all stainless steel, and so far I've run it up and successfully printed in the low 300s. I've done temperature cycling with it up to 400 C, but our heater element has been not strong enough. So we have a new element in order, and now that Chinese New Year is finally over, it's been on for the last 2.5 weeks. Tonight they'll come back to work. This is the drilling milling head, and that'll be on our next broadcast. We actually been drilling circuit boards and stuff. You saw that before, but that's what it looks like. That's a booster board there that you see. So it lets us pump the voltage up from 12 volts, and we can change the speed of the unit by modulating that. So we are now working on getting a RPM feedback indicator. Now some of you guys are going to say, well, that doesn't really have anything to do with printing. You're going to want to see what we're experimenting with. We have something that will be very interesting to a whole lot of people on how to get a very complex geometry with hidden cavities and get precise geometric scanning of it. So we'll be sharing with that. I'm sure that's going to be a very, very interesting item. That's the standard EMO. They've all seen that. This is an unanodized volcano that I just happen to have in my box. And this is the final candidate, and we will actually be shipping those out for the microscope. This is the microscope itself. We have searched and vetted and searched and vetted and went through a bunch of unreliable vendors, and now we are very happy and ready to push the button. So again, that's something that was held up for the last couple of weeks from Chinese New Year, but anybody that's got microscopes on order will be receiving this. It's a 2 megapixel, and the picture is gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And we're very pleased with it. So that's just a quick overview. I left the laser out of this one because it's upstairs doing something. Of course. So
Nice.
that's our little demo case, which we're trying to get ready for taking to shows and just basically showing the people. We're also going to call it the Works, and we'll be selling that as an option with the printers, just one of the works. So often we get calls from people and they go, I'll take one of everything. And now we're going to have a nice carrying case for it. That's what they'll get. It's one of everything.
Yep.
So, everything's coming out okay.
Yes. Let's see. I don't know about that. Rich says, I literally have Hyrel 30M and a CNC are sitting right next to each other. Fun to have both.
Sounds like me. Yes, David. You go to the beach, you'll say, I'll have one of everything. I know how it is.
It's Dalai Lama, yeah. Alright. Hildrick, is it cheaper to get the ultrasonic wash tank from here, at least for Europe? 275 euros including shipment.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Click on that. Can you go to that link?
Yeah. So, guys, if this breaks, I'm sorry. Just give me a second. Okay. There we go. Yeah.
Well, it says it's coming from Belgium.
Yep.
Oh, that is the same tank.
It is the same tank.
Yeah, it's the same tank. It's 10 liter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
10 liters right there.
You know, Hildrick, I would hold off getting that. I don't know anybody that's actually using it. So, during the evolution of all this, the concept of dissolving PLA in a, oh, that looks beautiful. Who did that?
That was Rick.
Oh.
Rick 0MD. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, there are some other support materials like PVA that are a lot more interesting. So,
PVA and some.
well, Jim, I'm glad you asked that question. So Jim's asking about, is a bell platform getting any hotter?
Yep.
So let's just see if it's getting any hotter.
Okay.
Let's just get right up there to the screen. As you notice, this one's printing at 82 degrees centigrade.
So is this guy. So yeah.
And let's see if this one. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Someone must have programmed the numbers.
Yep.
So, and if you look, let's see, we get up here on the build.
You're going to need to turn off the light.
No, it's okay. I got it. It's fine. You'll notice there's no grid on these. So what we did was these plates are the same print size, but they are not. We got rid of the extra. Oh, what's the right word? The extra frame, non-used frame area outside of the print area, and we didn't put a grid on them. One of the reasons we didn't put a grid on them is because the grid was making it so that it was leaving an uneven topography, and say people wanted to print directly on the aluminum on tape, and it was leaving lumps in it. So we just went to bare aluminum on the top, so that works fine. Actually works great. So here's the deal, Jim. If you want one, there are 80 of them that are being folded right now, and they are supposed to be ready tomorrow. So just let me know, and we can shoot one up to you. We owe it to you. So we have plans on any of the Kickstarters that want a replacement bid. We will be happy to supply it to you. I don't know that we even have a plan to charge for it. So worst case would be shipping for some of you guys like in Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The shipping costs more than the actual part itself.
Now these beds hit 80 degrees to 85 degrees. I don't recommend printing any hotter. When we print it above that, we have problems with our material actually flowing on us. We realize that it's a lift off and there's many things. We have several people that are now sealing up their units more and raising the temperature in there to 55 or 60 degrees. And they're having really good results printing on a cooler bed, not a hotter bed. But we're hoping to be able to give more definitive recipes and formulas out over the next month for that. That'll go on the forums. So, I will, of course, assuming you want one, Jim. So, I'll put your name in the pot.
There you go.
You have to understand that we could send out a bunch of these, but we've been evolving, so this is like the 11th or 12th version of this, and this is the second order of this batch, actually the third one.
Third order, yeah.
And they got it wrong on the second one. They got the thickness of the copper wrong, and it was their mistake, but still cost us 7 or 8 weeks lead time before we were able to get the replacements made. So, you know, didn't help us any. Cool. All right. Well, it's 8:47. Wow.
I know.
Time flies when you're having a good time.
That's right.
Anyway, so that's the big updates right now. What we like to do is we're going to try and do a broadcast within the next 2 weeks. And that broadcast, we're going to try and focus on one area. The printer's got so many different things to do. So we're going to try and focus on one demo each time, and then, of course, answer questions that people might have. So, okay, Jim, I look forward to getting your email. Tell me what it is you'd like, and we'll see if we can hook you up and make things good for you. Anyway, if there are any more questions, throw them at us. Otherwise, we're going to bid you guys adieu. And I still have a lot left to do before I go to bed tonight. So we're working on 3 different continents at the moment. We got Europe cooking, and the U.S. and China. So and that's just tonight. I guess China would be considered Asia, right?
Somehow, strangely enough, yes.
Well, so Vietnam falls in the same guideline.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, Les. Hey, I'm good to get there. Waiting for more toys. Okay, thank you.
Which one is Rick Omen? Is that the guy who is waiting for me to give him the source code?
I don't know. Rick 0MD, please send Carl another email saying that who you are. Please don't put it in the chat, otherwise people are going to know exactly who you are, and that's
or give me a clue.
Yeah. And what is the Ninjaflex supplier for Europe? That is a good question, Hildrick. Let's see, do we even have one?
You know, Hildrick, I owe you lots of stuff. If you want me to throw a couple of these in for you, I can, no problem.
Yeah. So let me...
I'll load you up.
For those guys who are looking for Ninjaflex, let me go ahead and put down the website I have here in the chat room so you guys can see it, so everyone can see it. There you go.
So is recommend with Hero MD. Tell me what city you're in.
Well, I believe it's in Maryland. If I'm not mistaken.
Good night, Les.
Yes, good night.
Hope you're doing good, man.
Yep.
Oh, call. Okay. Got it. I apologize.
Cool. Yeah.
So you didn't get the NDA, it sounds like. I apologize for that. I thought someone was sending you the NDA. That's my fault. So I'll make sure you get that tomorrow, and then, yeah, I would love to hook up with you.
Okay. So guys, so for Ninjaflex, if you guys are looking for that, that's thinnerdrives.com/3D. So there you go.
If you can lift this, I mean fit it.
Yeah.
I think that means yes from you, Hildrick.
Yes.
And the answer is yes.
Yes.
I can fit anything in my suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
I have proven that many times.
Alan asks, anyone figure out Cura settings? I have messed around with it a little bit, Alan, and so as long as you have the custom G code in the beginning and the end G code in the very end of what we currently have inside of the custom G code in the slicer settings, in Repetrel, in the slicer settings, so you go Repetrel, slicer, slicer tab, then you'll see configure. Inside the configuration will pop up the slicer settings. Over on where it says printer, you'll see where it says custom G code, and it's right there.
We may want to do a screenshot for
and
that.
We're gonna have to do a video of that anyway,
yeah.
to show people how to set up their stuff. But that's how I always set it up whenever it comes to messing around with Cura. And in times past, like about about 9 months ago, it worked just fine. So there you go. Oh, you did the preface/post. I wonder if they changed things around. It's a possibility.
If you send me the G code, I'll look at it and see if I can see what's going on with it, because that's usually what I can tell immediately whether or not it's getting what it's supposed to get.
The extrusion is excessive. Can't test now. No working power supply.
Who's that?
Alan. He's on Montana. He's getting started.
I didn't know we had someone with a power supply problem in Montana.
I thought he was. I didn't know that. I know there were like there was one other power supply issue because when it got there, UPS did a nice job of kicking it in, but as soon as the flight was going open, if they you know if UPS
Well,
or FedEx
hold on a
could break it,
second.
they'll know. So yeah.
Alan, are you in Kalispell?
Yeah. So Dave was going to send one. I think we already.
I'm just waiting for Alan's reply.
Yeah, I think we did this fast.
No, David didn't mention that to me at all.
Okay.
Because I've got the other 2 power supplies sitting out there.
Oh.
Okay. You have my email? Let me write this up here.
Yep.
Please only share it with yourself and your friends and really cute girls, but you know, anyway.
Prepare your inbox.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Listen, please, if you don't think that you're getting your stuff, please shoot me an email because I don't like it when I hear that something's not working. We're working too hard to have stuff broken. So please let me know. We have no excuse on our side. I got a whole box of power supplies here. It's all good. I know how to use the spam button. Actually, I don't. You know, I've never put anybody on spam before.
I have it. It doesn't work. I spam people and I get more emails from them.
Wow.
I'm like, I spammed you.
That's just wrong.
That's me.
Anyway. All right. Well, listen. Any other questions we can answer tonight? Listen, I want to be clear about something. I know that may not seem like it's counterintuitive or whatever, but if you got problems, we want to hear about it.
Yep.
We don't want to be waking up one morning and blindsided. I want to know how things are going. There's 2 big reasons. One is we really like it when you guys are able to print. And we got printers here that just run thousands of hours with no problem. So if you're not having that experience, we want to know what's different. We want to know what got broken or what settings are different or how you're doing something different. A lot of you guys have figured out how to use the printer and you're doing good stuff with it, and we're very, very pleased with that. We've had a couple of people that just seem like they can't make the printer work for themselves. And so that's always a frustration for everybody involved. I'm just very honest, so, you know, I mean, I'm not going to tell everybody that it's Disneyland and the little princess prints everything. I mean, it's a machine, and not everybody has that aptitude to it. But we want to make the machine easier, better, more reliable. That's our goal.
Yes.
So if we don't get feedback from you guys, we don't know what experience you're having. So please don't hesitate to shoot me an email and say, you know, I'm having these difficulties. What can I do about, you know, you got any suggestions? Or fix the damn thing, whatever's appropriate. Yeah, I've gotten one of those emails before, so I have to say it was probably appropriate when I got it. So, you know, what can I say? We're all working hard, but that doesn't mean perfect.
Yep.
So, we appreciate your feedback, we appreciate your involvement, and, you know, look forward to hearing some good pictures. That's what we want, good pictures of prints. And if there's something else that we need to take care of, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Yep.
Anyway, other than that,
Yep.
I think we're looking good for tonight.
I think we are. Yeah.
Yeah, we're having good results with Slicker 3. I use the same couple recipes and I don't do anything. Everybody walks up to me like I'm a magician. I don't do anything. I just load the STL, pop on the Davo pads if it's a big print, because you know how it's about sticking. And, you know, then click the slice, and you better get a cup of coffee in some cases. I will let you guys know one thing. We came across something that we're playing with on the slicer. If it works out the way it initially looks like, it'll change the way things are done. So just leave it. We'll just leave it at that.
Yep. See, Rick Zero MD says big reason I'm dialing in Simplify 3D is they already have it on other printers, and it seems to do sports a lot better, or usually. So.
You know, it's funny because someone has Simplify 3D, and they were demoing it to me the other day, and it turns out that their supports turn out like garbage.
Oh.
So I don't know. I think it's a lot about the type of parts that are being designed. So there's so much to learn.
Yeah. So Helen says the only thing that Akira does better is holes and pegs.
Wow.
Interesting. Okay. And Rick says,
Good night, Greg.
oh, good night, Greg.
Oh, hey, Greg, your stuff's on your way too.
Yep.
I'm going to be hand carried.
I'll shoot him. I'll let him know.
Okay. System 30M has been the only printer I've unboxed and been printing without issues under 10 minutes. Wow.
I wish everybody could say that. Usually it takes 2 hours to fill out the claims form for UPS. Just kidding, but we've had our share of trouble. Yeah, you know what? We are working with a professional packing supplier right now, and they are giving us some fantastic solutions for shipping.
Yes.
So, and we appreciate that feedback. UPS is the bane of my existence right now.
Oh, yeah.
When Hutch worked for him, he complained about him. I had no idea why. Now I know.
Thank you.
So, and they weren't even shipping you around.
No, they were shipping me around. I think I would have fared better in the box.
It's all good. Okay, guys, we're passing off for tonight, so come on back in, Hutch, and we'll say good night.
All right, guys.
Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll look forward to the next broadcast.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.